Hi, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another Tim O'Brien Homes interview. I'm Erin, and I am the Internet Sales Representative here at Tim O'Brien Homes, and today I am joined by the company president, Tim O'Brien.
Hi, Erin.
So today we're going to talk a little bit more in specific about the company's core values. So to start, can you share with us what the 7 core values are, Tim?
Yeah, so our first one, we have 7, like you mentioned. Our first one is delivering an extraordinary experience. Number 2 is foster a team environment. Number 3 is embrace social responsibility, which we believe is really important as being part of the community. Number 4 is nurture a learning organization. So nurture a learning organization is about continuing to grow a growth mindset. Number 5 is communicate with empathy and understanding. Very important when for team members to communicate with empathy and understanding amongst themselves and, of course, with our customers. Number 6, be solution experts. Go out and find a solution versus waiting for one to come. And then number 7 is create fun. I think it's always important to have some kind of fun within your operation, and we really want to make that part of our core values when we develop these.
How did you decide on those 7 core values?
So when we were, it was back in about 2010, I had read a book from the founder of Zappos, Tony Tsai, which talked about the importance of culture in an operation. And it really rang true to me. And so one of the things that he did is, as they were growing Zappos, he asked his leadership team and the team members, the core group really was a core group, it was like 5 to 10 people at the time, of what was important to them, what they felt that the culture of that organization would be, and what is important to them, because he looked to them as leaders who are going to grow this organization. And I thought, what a great idea. Rather than just me sitting there and deciding what the core values are going to be, we had a great group of passionate people at that time. It was still early in the growth of our organization. We had probably 15 people on our team at that time. So actually, I reached out to them and I kind of shared this concept with them. And I said, since people play such a big role, and since you guys at that time play such a big role in this operation, I really wanted to have all of them involved in developing these core values, because we knew we were going to go into a fairly aggressive growth mode, and we had to hire some people, and we wanted to make sure that we made good, solid hiring decisions and brought people on that matched the values and beliefs that we as a group felt were important for Tim O'Brien Homes. So I just asked them basically 4 simple questions. Describe what is the TOH culture, the Tim O'Brien Homes culture, and then what does it mean to you, the individual? I asked them what's different about it as compared to other companies that you've worked for. And I said, what do you like about the culture or don't like about the culture in this operation or other organizations that you've worked in? So it started there, and I got anywhere from a half a page on an email to a page and a half to 2 pages. And what we did from this group of individuals, we would take some of the core key phrases that we saw in there, like what was important to them. And we came up with about 36, 38 different key phrases. And what we did is we sent that back out to them and we said, okay, of this group of statements or phrases or keywords, give me 20 of them or 15 or 20 of them that mean most important to you. And so we continued to kind of do that, about 3 different iterations of that, until we got down to about 12 of them that we felt were pretty solid. And then what we asked them to do is, write a description of what this means to you, kind of almost like tell us a story of what this means to you. And so we went through a couple of iterations of that, and we got such great content that we were able to narrow it down to the 7 that I just described to you, and then put kind of content behind it or context behind it. What does it mean? And so we were basically able to create kind of the story and image and vision that somebody could see, like, okay, now I know what be a solution expert is. Now I understand delivering an extraordinary experience. And so we utilized that format for recruiting new people. We also utilized it to ensure that we stayed on track with those core values with our current team. But it wasn't me sitting in a room putting up, integrity, ethical, that stuff's embedded in there one way or another. But
Right.
it's something that means much more than just some of those simple core value terms that you see in other companies. We really wanted to mean something for our group, the group that was with us at the time. We wanted them to feel that they were involved in it. And of course, they were heavily involved in it, because this whole process took us about almost a year of doing this work before we really came up with the core values that you now see posted on our site. And we finalized those, I think it was just around the time that we started our operation in Madison. So it was late 2011, early 2012.
Great. And how do you incorporate these core values into your daily life or work life? Is that something you try to do every single day?
Yeah, so we as a whole organization work to incorporate this into our daily, weekly, monthly, annual operation here, and we keep them alive. Not only are they nice and scripted throughout the office in strategic areas that make the impact of what that core value is, but also we utilize them in decision making. Every quarter, when we have our leadership team team meeting, we go through all those core values and say, are these still the right core values for us? And of course, up until this point, the answer has always been yes. And we can also keep them alive within our team. So we have what we call the U Shamrock program, something one of our marketing team members back in, I want to say probably 2014, came up with, because we were concerned that even though we were hiring people based on the core values, and we would hand out the core values at the first interview, and we would ask questions about those core values when they came back for the second interview. But it's great, we had people started in the right direction, but it's like, how do we keep them alive for those people that are going to be with the company 3, 5, 10 years? And so what we did is our marketing team came up with this program called the U Shamrock Award. So U Shamrock. And the concept is that anybody in the organization can nominate another individual, whether it's a peer, anybody in the operation, for the U Shamrock Award based on that seeing or witnessing that person exhibiting one of these core values. And so every month we have a U Shamrock Award winner, and we get anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6 nominations a month from our team members who nominate their peers for these awards, and they have to write a story about it, because I think that's what's most important, is really the story behind the value. And then each month we pick a U Shamrock Award winner for the month. At the end of the year, we have 12 monthly U Shamrock Award winners, and we bring that into our annual awards meeting, or annual meeting, which is also our awards meeting, and we have the U Shamrock of the Year award to an individual who exhibited whatever core value it was, but had the greatest example of really what that core value means to the team, what that core value means to the operation. And that's how we continue to kind of keep those alive. They're also embedded in our annual planning reviews that we do with our teammates and team members here at Tim O'Brien Homes. And that's another way to make sure that everybody just kind of keeps them out in front of them, and we keep them alive in the company, rather than, putting them on a piece of paper, or putting them up on a wall somewhere, or in a desk somewhere. We want to keep them alive, and each year we make sure that we do that. It's a lot of energy to do it, but it's also very important to make sure that we do, because we believe they're very important to us.
Yeah, and I think the U Shamrock program is a great way for employees to get recognition, and for us to nominate them when they really are going above and beyond. They deserve that recognition. So I think that's a great way to do that. So I know we kind of touched on how these core values came about and when they came about, but have they changed at all among the years, or have they pretty much stayed the same since starting?
They've stayed the same, and the reason why they've stayed the same is because we hire people, for one, that fit the core values. So if we do the right job of hiring the right people that embrace these core values, and they don't have to embrace all 7 of them, but we want to make sure that a number of them ring true to them, that they're real passionate about, whether it's delivering that extraordinary experience, whether it's being a part of a team, fostering that team environment, or even embracing social responsibility, something that gets them excited about those values, and then they'll support the other values within the operation. So we do, like I mentioned to you, we as a leadership team, we do review them on a quarterly basis. We really look hard at on an annualized basis, though, and we continue to ask the question: are these the right values for what we want? And there's been one time where somebody's asked, do we want to change these? Do we want to modify them? And the conversation kind of went around, well, hey, we hired all these people and brought them into the organization knowing that these were the core values. These are the people that we attracted. These are the values that we believed were the strong values for what we wanted to do as an organization. So to change them midstream didn't seem right. And there's really no desire to change it. It was more along the lines of, hey, should we change them? And we all agreed that we hired people and teammates into this operation and in both markets, both Milwaukee and Madison, based on these core values. To change the values midstream would send the wrong message, and two, it might change the dynamic of what people came here to do, the mission that they had in joining our organization. And one of the things I forgot to mention is that overarching on all of these core values is what we call our core purpose. And the core purpose is kind of the umbrella of which all of these core values fall underneath, and that is positively impacting people's lives. In one of the other sessions that we did here on Facebook, we talked about that we're in the people business. It just so happens we build homes. And so when we came up with this concept of how do we ingratiate the people side of this into our core values as an overarching theme, that's what we landed on, that core purpose, core focus, core purpose of positively impacting people's lives.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Tim, for taking the time again to share a little bit on the background of the core values and how they got started. If anyone is interested in reading more about each of the 7 core values, they are all on our website, which is timobrienhomes.com. So be sure to visit and check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, that's all we have for you today. So thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check us out next time.